And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So, tonight I have my very good friend and co host, Rossie, with me. We're here to break down our best movies of 2025. And just remember this, guys. Just because your list looks different than our list does not make us wrong. It's just that means we like certain movies that you'd like differently than you do. But tell us in the comments, tell us on Spotify what your favorite movies are for 2025. And let's go on ahead. Let's break this thing down, guys. And hey, Rossie.
What's up, John? How are you guys doing? How are you doing, John?
I'm doing good. Me, myself, and I are doing very good.
Very good. Very good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Enjoying the holiday season and just happy to be back on Movie Lovers Unite. I couldn't wait for this show.
Me either. I'm excited to be able to do this with you as always.
Thank you.
And it's great to actually have you back.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So my question is for you. Like I have about 3 honorable mentions. Well, yeah, I have 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, I know this is going to be a top 5, but actually it's going to be top 10 because I'm going to give you my 5. Rossie's going to give you her 5, and I'll give you my 5, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So give me your honorable mentions.
Okay, I'll start you with. I only have one honorable mention, and then the rest are just 5 movies that I enjoyed this year. So I'll start with my first one. I'm sure everyone has seen it already. If you haven't, Diddy, The Reckoning was absolutely amazing. I have to say that, John, it was things that I believe that we all knew about Diddy, but having some confirmation on some of those was just mind-blowing, for this person to have the world and you find out the things that he did behind closed doors out in the open was just amazing. It was crazy. And the artist that we loved on Bad Boy that he brought to us, finally knowing what happened to 112 and Total and the Biggie and Tupac thing, the fact that finding out that they were actually really good friends, like Biggie and Tupac really enjoyed each other. Tupac loved Biggie's first album, Ready to Die. We didn't know those things because they were putting us in such a battle of East versus West Coast that Diddy, now knowing, started that because he had a jealousy for the relationship that Biggie and Tupac had. It was just eye-opening, things that we knew about but confirmed, and then the whole, Diddy having something to do with Pac's murder. I mean, is there any more? Do we wonder about that now? I mean, allegedly, all signs points to he did that. Like he was involved in that, and to bring these 2 idols down, Biggie and Tupac, by this one man that just had jealousy issues, insecurity, God complex, this was a year's ending documentary that I needed. And I thought they did a really good job. And yeah, astounding by some of the things that I found out.
Right. Well, not only did 50 Cent ended Ja Rule's career, but he also ended up ruining P. Diddy's career as well. Well, P. Diddy did it to himself.
Yeah, I did it to himself, but exposing.
It just goes to show, if you're rich, that doesn't mean that you're untouchable.
Right.
You have to be accounted for what you did. And there's things that we knew behind the scenes that we thought allegedly as well. And you're right. It's about this West Coast, East Coast thing. And we were so involved in, and then to the point where we were actually ignoring the things that are in front of us.
Right.
Rather than looking what's in front of us. You know what I mean? Because we're so distracted.
And the love that we all, because I don't think anyone questioned Diddy's love for Biggie until you see this documentary, where from insiders that pointed to the fact that he had Biggie in a situation where Biggie shouldn't have been after Tupac died, which is in on the West Coast, and finding out that love for Biggie, when you have someone finance their own funeral, making them pay for their own funeral, but he goes on TV like he just was in love with Biggie and taking care of the family. He wasn't that guy. And it's just sad because, Sean Combs is super talented, but what he did to everyone was just It was horrifying. It was some sad stories. So great documentary. If you guys haven't seen it, 4 episodes on Netflix. Go check out Diddy the Reckoning. Amazing.
Okay. So I actually have 3 honorable mentions. I had the movie
Okay.
Warfare, which I thought was fantastic. The way the mixing was with this movie, you actually do feel like you're a part of that warfare within the universe that they're actually trying to give us. The camera angles, everything. This is probably the most loudest movie that you could actually go to in the theater at the time because of how the surround sound and how everything just is amplified in that theater
I
and
bet.
stuff. So that was an honorable mention for me. Thunderbolts is also another one that I have to say was really good for a comic book based movie, which is a Marvel movie. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen, hey Jojo, how are you doing? We appreciate you inside the live chat. But if you're invested into Marvel and knowing what they're doing, and especially if you're kept up with like let's see, the Bucky storyline from the TV series and stuff like that, you'll know some of the characters within it. If you didn't, you're gonna be lost. My wife didn't really like this one that much because she didn't know the characters, so I had to break it down to her. So, but I really enjoy this one. It's about these anti-heroes coming together to
Mm.
form a team known as the Thunderbolts, and then at the very end of it, it is. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies I've seen. And I also have some other movies instead in line. Um, the other one I have is a Netflix movie called In Your Dreams. It's actually an animated movie. And I would have known about this movie if it wasn't for me listening to the Christian Harloff show
Hmm.
and him interviewing the director for it. It is so good and very well
Really?
together. The animation, Rossi, is fantastic. Like it goes in from being like a Toy Story kind of feel to it, and then
Okay.
it switches to like an anime style like later on in the movie itself.
Okay.
And it's so good. S um, but yeah, it's about Stevie and her little brother Elliot goes on a journey into a wild, absurd landscape of their own dreams to ask the Sandman to grant them the perfect family because their family is actually on the verge of splitting up, and it come to find out that they both are able to intersect each other's dreams.
Really? Okay.
So it's a very interesting
Yeah.
concept and original with it. I loved it.
It's
My son watches this almost every single night. It has become his new movie, his favorite movie
awesome.
in this
I'll have
house.
to check
So,
that out.
okay. So now that I actually run my mouth a little bit, so I want to know what's your number 5?
My number 5 is going to be The Conjuring Last Rite.
Okay.
I am a fan of the Conjuring movies. Absolutely love them. Um, Ed and Lorraine are the main characters, and they're at their final Conjuring. They had stopped doing it for years. They had a kid. After everything that happened before, they just, Lorraine wanted to live just a regular life. They've helped out people, but then you have this family, and it takes place in 1986. You have this family on the East Coast, and there's weird things going on in their house. Absolutely scary, and it revolves around this mirror that's been possessed, and so this mirror has a personality of its own and absolutely terrorizing this family. I mean, it started with the mom seeing things go on, and then the kids, and then it became very violent. I mean, it
Mhm.
almost killed one of the young daughters, and so a priest ends up who's friends with Ed and Lorraine ends up contacting them and wanting them to come and help, but they're like, we're not trying to do it anymore. But their daughter happens to be a sensitive, and she ends up finding out about this family because she too wants to help people out. She leaves, goes to help this family. Her parents find out. Ed and Lorraine then join them, and this was their last one. This was a very controversial, what do you call it when they're a controversial exorcism, or
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, um, it was really good. I have to say, for so many Conjuring movies that have come out, I've really enjoyed them all. So I wasn't
So
sure if this one would be a good one, because after you have like 4 or 5, it's like, is it going to be good? But because it's their story, Ed and Lorraine, they're so good. And I love how at the end of The Conjuring, they end up putting up facts about the family, showing the real pictures of the family, showing Ed and Lorraine with them at the time. So this was really good. I watched it on, I think, HBO, or it was
Yeah,
on
HBO
Hulu.
Max.
Yeah, HBO Max. And I have to say, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch The Conjuring Last Rite. Have you seen it, John?
It was on my to-do list. Like I
Okay.
had that was actually going to be one of my other movies that I have to go ahead and check out to catch
Okay.
up. But I'm probably going to do like another bonus episode to actually
Okay.
do it. But I didn't like the last Conjuring movie, like The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. I just didn't
Okay.
like it. It didn't have that
Okay.
James Wan flavor to it.
Okay.
But I was actually interested. I'm like, I do want to know how this franchise ends.
Right.
And I didn't like the spin-offs. I only like the ones that are the actual Conjuring movies itself.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like kind of curious about it. Like, how does this end? Where does this
Right.
go? And I didn't get a chance to see it because of the fact that I had another movie that I was going to see in place of that at
Right.
that time, which I think was like the Bruce Springsteen movie.
Okay.
So I went and seen that instead. It was just the timing.
Right.
But I am definitely interested in watching it. And you telling me that would you say it was the best one out of this?
Yeah. Yeah. The best one. It really was. And I'm thinking that being that it was their last, exorcism, for lack of better words, I don't know, but being that the daughter is a sensitive and she was the main one that was there to help the family at first, I'm wondering if it's going to spin off to tell the daughter's tales of if she's been involved in any other exorcist besides the one with her mom and dad. So
I wonder
I'm
because
wondering if that's going to be a story, if she did any others besides that.
I wonder because of the fact too, like I don't hear anything within the history of the Warrens or anything like that.
Right.
So I might have to dig some research into that just to
Right.
see if there's like anything within that.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love about the Conjuring franchise, like at the end of every single movie, they show the actual footage of what that
Yes.
movie is about.
Yes, they
So
do.
that's what I like about that.
I love that. Yes. They
So
also have a documentary about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I watched that as well. That's one from like 2022 or something like that. Anyways, if you haven't watched that, that's a really good one too.
okay. So here's the thing. You know me, I'm a big comic book nerd.
Yes.
Stuff. So my number 5 is Superman. Like I
Okay.
really like this version of Superman because of the fact that they're not going off the DC run of Superman of what we
Right.
know of Superman.
Right.
There's actually a thing called Action Comics, which
Okay.
is also part of DC, but it's not actually the big tough Superman. It's a total different storyline than what we
Okay.
know and love. What I like about this is the fact everybody's like, well, Superman's supposed to be tough. He's supposed to be this. I like the fact it gives us relatability to be able to relate to someone that has flaws, that is
Right.
struggling with their own insecurities, their own stuff, and putting their boots on every single day to be a better person
Right.
and stuff. And I was like, oh, he's weak. I was like, dude, I like this because of the fact of the relatability. It's hard to relate to someone that is all godlike
Right.
and not have that relatability. And I feel like that he does. I feel like this was a really good adaptation of Superman and Clark, and also the actress that plays Lois. I thought she did a fantastic job with this. I loved her in the Fantastic Mrs. Maisel or the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I thought she was really good in that TV series. So to see them do this, and it's so James Gunn kind of flavor to it and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that as far as the comedy goes. But Superman is such a lighthearted character to where you actually need to have something like this. And then the actor that plays Lex, I thought he did a fantastic job with it. I'm excited to actually see what they're going to do with Supergirl. But
Right.
that's my number 5.
Nice. Nice. Let's see. My number 4 is going to be Monsters at Gang. Again, another series from the Monster series on Netflix. This one blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. I need to find out that I have an IMDb about this story, but they've made many different Ed Gein movies throughout the years. I've never not liked them, but this one here, man, this was so gritty. The actor that played Ed Gein, who is from the Sons of Anarchy,
Oh yeah,
I
Charlie
thought he did.
Hunnam.
Thank you. I thought he did an amazing job playing this character. This character had to be really hard to play because he's very complex, but the things that he did to victims, the things that this actor had to go through to play this character, he did such a good job. I mean, he changed his voice, the way that he walked, the way that he talked, the quietness in his voice, so good. But I also loved how they showed movies that were inspired by Ed Gein. So you're sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden you see Alfred Hitchcock, and you're in a theater, and it lost me at first. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? Until you realize, no, they're actually going to show the films that were inspired by Ed Gein. So I thought they did a great job. And as you're watching it, you know those films. You know it's going to be, Silence of the Lambs. You know it's going to be Psycho and Texas Chainsaw. So you're waiting. Once you figure out what they're doing, I was waiting for, the Texas Chainsaw, how that is connected, and Silence of the Lambs, how that's all connected. And I loved how in each film, each time they cut off to a film, it was always an iconic scene, like in Silence of the Lamb, Buffalo Bill. You see him doing that in the film. When it goes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when it cuts to that and they're actually on a set back in the 60s filming it, I just thought they did a great job in telling the story of Ed Gein and his mom and what he did, and the fact that he was schizophrenic, I guess, that, he had mental issues. But didn't you think it was, did you watch that one?
I try to. I just didn't get a chance to getting around watching it all or
Okay.
anything like that. Like I watched a piece of the first episode and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this later, and I never did.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's also another thing on my to-do list kind of thing. So,
I feel you.
but I do have to say this: Charlie Hunnam is a great actor. I really
Yes.
enjoy his acting abilities and stuff like that. I loved him in Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
Never missed an episode of Sons of Anarchy. I was a big SOA fan.
Okay.
Even The Gentleman was really good too with him in it.
Okay.
So yeah, this is definitely on my radar
Yeah.
as far as that goes. So the other one I have is a Stephen King movie called The Long Walk.
Okay.
You watched that one yet or anything?
I never, same here on my list, just never got around to watching it.
It
Definitely want to
is
see it.
so it is so good. What these kids, what this one kid is trying to do in this movie is to do the long walk in order to get a wish if he winds up completing this. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give out any spoilers as far as that goes if you haven't read the book or watched the movie. But that's why what it's there is basically because this one character wants to have a wish and he wants to do something once he gets that wish. But the long walk is heartbreaking. Not only is it heartbreaking, but it's also very suspenseful. Then seeing what this long walk does, they're not allowed to stop. They're not allowed to rest. They have to keep going. If you have twisted your ankle and it breaks, you have to keep walking.
Wow.
Or they shoot you. Or the military
Wow.
shoots you. Mark Hamill plays the general in this. And he is threatening. He is menacing. He's someone that you don't want to mess with. I was scared to death of Mark Hamill in this.
Wow.
Because of what he was able to do in this movie. So,
well, I'll have to definitely watch that. That definitely is on my watch list. Yeah. So, Stephen King, I'm already sold, but it sounds really interesting. So that will be watched, John.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's see. My next movie is going to be Warfare. You mentioned that as well, but I just happened to see it. I didn't even realize it was a movie on our list that we originally had, John.
Right.
So I just happened to be watching a movie one day and saw this movie. And like you said, John, I can imagine how it was in a theater because of all the loud noises. And we have surround sound. So it sounded amazing, but I bet it sounded better in the theaters. This story about this group of Marines that get caught in this one building and being surrounded and trying to get out. And it was a really good film. It was thrilling, sad moments. And it's a true story. It absolutely is a true story. And I love how at the end of the film, they show, some
real
of
footage.
the real characters, or sorry, the real soldiers that was being portrayed in this film. But it happens really fast. You're not expecting the things that happen. Is very gory. I mean,
Mhm.
it shows everything, but they did a really good job, and I wasn't expecting it. I just thought it was just a regular film. Didn't know it would be this good.
It was good. I
Yes.
enjoyed it. Everything about it. It shows you the intensity of war and what war is.
Yes.
It's one thing to see it on the news. It's one thing to read
Right.
in the history books, but it's another thing to actually show it the way they did it.
Right.
It was just something that was totally different under my
And you're
radar. And I'm not.
panicked.
Yeah, you're just having just as
You're
much
panicked
anxiety.
with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
actually
When
feel like you're sweating in there with
yes.
them and
Yes.
going through the trauma and the emotions that they are going
Right.
through.
Going up on the roof, and
Mhm.
you're hoping, like, I mean, I'm yelling at them, get down, because it's so intense. And like I said, it happens so fast, but they did a great job. What a great movie.
I agree.
Yes.
And you know, I'm not a big war person, right?
Okay.
I'm not big into military movies.
Okay.
But this one hit me in the right way
Right.
where it piqued my curiosity and I liked it.
I love a
Um
good military film. So I'm always looking for the best one. And this one was something nice to run into and be like, yes. Yeah.
so this one I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to put in which one I want to have as my number 3
Okay.
because I liked this one movie on Netflix and I also liked another movie that I seen in theaters. And then I also like another movie I saw in theaters. So
Okay.
so I had an internal struggle with my number 3. But you know what? I already have one comic book movie on here. I'm gonna exit a Fantastic Four First Steps. I love Fantastic Four First Steps. I loved
Okay.
it hands down. One of my favorite movies of the year, stuff like
Okay.
that. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, pun intended. Um, but F1,
Right.
F1 was really good. I went to the theaters to see this, Rossie.
Okay.
My
Okay.
chair was vibrating, and I'm over here feeling like that I'm part of this F1 track. This is better than Days of Thunder. This is like modern day
Wow.
version of, but better. They actually
Okay.
explain the rules, the regulations, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Benicio del Toro does a fantastic job in this movie. Brad Pitt does a great job in this movie.
Right.
Even the young black guy that's in this movie too, Desmond,
Oh yeah.
as well. He does
Yeah.
a fantastic job in this movie. The choreography was really good. The driving choreography and stunts. You actually do feel like you're in that race car with them.
Wow.
And it's actually the same people who made Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the production team behind that.
Yeah.
So I have to give it up to them. They did a great job at making me feel like I'm actually part of a race car crew, and I'm actually feeling my seat vibrate. I'm like, okay. And then, of course, when I get out of the theater, I do my short, right? I said, yeah, this makes me want to go ahead and I have makes me want to go full throttle through town, and
Right.
and put my Hyundai Sonata through because into sports mode. Then what happened later? My gear shift breaks on me, as I'm pulling out of the theater.
Oh my gosh.
But even though F1 broke
right.
my car,
That's
I
right.
like this movie.
That's
So,
awesome.
anyways, that's my number 3.
That's awesome. All right, my number 3 is going to be Weapons.
Yeah.
John, you recommended this film for me to watch, and I actually was able to watch this film. Absolutely odd. Didn't know what to expect. I love the many different storylines that takes place in the movies to give in the movie to give you an aspect of what happened with each character and how they cross each other's paths, and then it goes to that character and whatnot. But these kids that are running out of their house and running the way that they're running with their arms, to their backs like they're flying, just one evening, all at the same time. I'm watching it and I'm not understanding why this is happening. What's up with these kids? What a great story that you're not even expecting. And then you have the creepy character that is That character was so odd because you know what it reminded me of? The scene where you have the addict that's running away from the cop and he ends up going into the tent.
Oh
And
yeah.
but before he gets into the tent, he's walking in the woods thinking he got away. And then you see that odd character across the way just kind of waving at him. It reminded me of it. You know,
Yes.
when it is in the woods and it's waving at you and with the balloon, dude, that's the creeps I got from that and seeing that person. So when he goes in a tent, it's the cop, you know, stabbing a cop with the needles in the face. Not good. But and I won't give the ending away, but as you go through the story and you know, you have folks that are trying to investigate like what happened to our kids, you know, and getting the footage from everyone's house, and then you find out what happened. The parents, I must say, that are uh, look like they've been hypnotized, you know, and they're just stuck on that couch. And the poor little boy
Mhm.
walking to and from school, you know, because his aunt is at the house. Dude, this was absolutely crazy. The scene with the principal.
Yeah.
Well, how brutal was that?
That was a brutal scene. That made Brandy not even want to check out the movie the rest of the movie.
Really?
She was out. As soon as that happened, she's
Yeah.
like, I'm done. I'm like, we're like, we have another hour. but
That scene was crazy.
but
And
it
how
was
he's running
nuts.
down the street, just blood in the face and just you know looking just straight ahead, dude. That movie was so good, and then the ending was that's what happened.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know, you and I reacted to that trailer.
Yes.
And there was that curiosity effect with this movie, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, what's going on? Why are these
Yeah.
kids getting out at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Right.
So there was they did such a great job with the marketing with this that we didn't even know
Yes.
what to expect from it. And there's that
Right.
mystery element of why is these kids going outside? What's causing this? And
Right.
this is why. And it has this. I like how it goes into different perspectives of
Yes.
each
Yeah.
encounter.
Right.
So it pulls you in that way
Right.
of us caring about different individual characters with this encounter of what's this mystery of what's going on. And then once you realize what's going on in this
Yeah.
town, and because of Gladys showing up,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest with you, that scene that you're talking about was creepy. But
Yeah.
the other scene that was creepy was when the dude goes into his son's room in his dream, and you see that,
Right.
and you see
Yes.
Gladys, I'm like, okay. I ended
Yeah.
up, and I'm by myself in the theater, by the way. No one else is with me
Oh shit.
because it was me and this other woman, and this other woman got up right whenever the crackhead was
Right. Okay.
got ran over by the cop because she had a
Right.
phone call. So it was just me left in the theater to experience this by myself. I'm like, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
But but still the creepiness of it. I really like this movie. A great film.
Right.
I like everything about this just worked for me.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I was so happy to finish that film. But and you know, as you're watching the film, you are trying to figure out and try to solve what happened with these kids. I mean, you're going through it as well. You know, you have your predictions of someone kidnapped them. Why would they kidnap them? Until you meet Gladys, and once you meet Gladys, then it unfolds and you find out what's going on. But yeah, they did a great job.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Weapons is actually my number 2, but I'm gonna trade
Okay.
it. I'm
Okay.
gonna trade it off, and I'm gonna put Frankenstein in there.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. At first, I'm looking at the runtime of like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm like, why the hell is this movie 2 hours long?
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, they're doing a prologue
Okay.
of it. And then they're doing the chapters. So it gives you, then the other part of the act is giving you the perspective of the monster
Okay.
himself. So I like this. And then also, too, at the very beginning of it, you actually feel cold. You actually feel like that you're on ice with Dr. Frankenstein. And he's out on the ice, and this captain of the ship it comes out and has to bring him back on the ship with him.
Right.
You feel cold. You actually feel the emotion of this captain of the crew, and this horrifying thing that's going to be happening soon. And then you realize that Victor's a piece of crap,
Right.
but which is also the maker of Frankenstein. But
Okay.
I love this movie. This is better than the Robert De Niro one that we had in the 90s.
Yes.
This was Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I
Okay.
love Guillermo del Toro. I'll
Right.
watch anything he makes. I just wish it was in theater so I can experience this
Get that.
on a wider screen. But I felt every bit of emotion. I felt every bit afraid for everybody on this movie.
Hmm.
I even thought that Victor Frankenstein was a dumbass on some things that he did. But I have to say, Guillermo del Toro did a fantastic job with Frankenstein.
All right. Haven't watched it yet. Have it in my watch list. Like you said, you got to have 2 hours to sit and enjoy it. But
Mm,
I definitely want to watch it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a huge Frankenstein. It's not my favorite
mm.
uh, character.
And
But if there is a Frankenstein movie that comes out, I always give it a watch because it's still curious about Frankenstein. You know, because
right. And I know that you liked the last Dracula movie that we seen,
yes, oh
Nosferatu,
yes,
right?
oh
So
yes.
this has that Nosferatu kind of flavor to
Okay,
it. It has this slow pacing about
awesome,
it,
awesome.
and it gives you more of a in detail. It actually is close
Okay,
to what Mary Shelley's Frankenstein book actually is.
okay,
So that's what I really appreciate. And I agree. I mean, I like the old black and white Frankenstein
yeah,
movies, and then
yeah.
this one just hit it for me. The
Okay.
Robert De Niro one, nah, but this one did it for me.
We'll definitely be reviewing that movie in the new year, you guys, John and I. So, yes.
Yep.
All right, my number one movie, it's Sinners. It's absolutely Sinners. I haven't seen a movie like that. A musical. Didn't know it was a musical. I love the Irish vampires.
It's so
I
different.
loved, Michael B. Jordan. Honestly, he does such a good job. I forgot he played himself. Like he played both characters because you literally had two separate people. I mean,
Hmm.
two different personalities that you forget that it's B. Jordan playing both characters. The story was so good because I think you're telling the story of it. Was it Muddy Waters? I think it is that whoever the guitarist back in the day was. I believe
It was
that's kind of the story. Will you check that out for me?
well, the character's is a fictional name. He goes by the name of
Yes.
Sammy.
Right.
So, which is also Preacher. I forgot what I know is
Okay.
Preacher Boy. Preacher Boy was the character's name
Okay. Well,
as
yeah.
well.
So they're telling the story of a guitarist way back in the day, and folklore says that he made a deal with the devil to be the best guitar player, blues player of all times. Okay, so that's connected to this story here. Anyways, finding out that it's a movie about vampires, and they're opening up this juke joint, and this juke joint is where everything takes place. The musical acts that they would do, the vampires themselves, I it was so good. The acting, it was so good. I really enjoyed, and I'm a vampire person. I really enjoyed Sinners. Um, so many elements to it. I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now.
Yeah.
John, I know you love Sinners too. Go ahead.
Get this. I said this before we ended up doing the top five and everything.
Yeah.
I said I want to find a movie in 2025 that beats out my number one because
Right.
Sinners is that good of a movie.
Right.
There is a reason why this movie keeps getting re-released. There's a
Yes.
reason why this movie was shot in different screen formats because it was
Okay.
filmed in IMAX. It was also filmed in Dolby. It was filmed in three
Wow.
different sets
Wow.
of film, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And also, too, you miss something at every single time with the camera angles. You're paying attention to the people in the background sometimes. Sometimes you're
Wow.
paying attention to the main characters.
Right.
There's a lot going on in that
Yes.
juke joint whenever you
Yes.
have the mixing of the music through the
Yes.
generations
Oh my
of
gosh.
music
Yes.
with the hip hop, with the rock
Yes.
music. That's what I liked. I'm like, this is incredibly well balanced to have this kind of mixing together.
Right.
Ryan Coogler did a fantastic job with this. But you're absolutely right though when it comes down to Michael B. Jordan as well, playing two different characters. You don't
Yeah.
even recognize Smoke and Stack
You don't.
because they're just so different from each other, and you
Right.
actually feel the range between the two of them. And then you also
Right.
have the musical element, which by the way, I only downloaded the soundtrack first. And
Okay.
I'm like, wait. Why am I hearing Irish music?
Right.
So that I'm like, wait, because I didn't see the movie yet. I bought the soundtrack because one of my
Okay.
friends was listening to the
Okay.
soundtrack. So I'm like,
Right.
why is there Irish music? Then once you find out that they're
Yeah.
using Irish folklore
Right.
for it, I'm like, okay, this has not been done before where we're actually capturing Irish folklore within a vampire movie
Right.
or anything. So I really liked that. And
Yeah.
the music aspect was really good. What else can I say about this? That is actually it's just great.
Yeah, the acting was great. The vampire makeup was really good. Was it Smoke or Stack that ended up being the one that got bit?
I want to say it was Smoke, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
when he gets bit and he's asking to let me in, and they won't let him in, and Stack wants to let his brother in. That's his twin brother, and that whole scene and how it goes down was just absolutely intense. And then when they are able to get inside the club, the mayhem that takes place, it was just it was a really good movie, and I wasn't
Oh,
expecting that.
there was also something else I want to mention too.
Yeah.
Like I like how they have this one character that's all in the knowing of the
Okay.
different ways that they actually call vampires
Okay.
and how she knew what they're dealing with. Like I
Right.
like how she
Oh,
is in the
yes, the
know.
one yes.
The
Yes.
I call her the voodoo woman because
Yes, yes.
but I liked how she was in the know of everything while everybody else didn't know what was going on.
Right.
He goes, Stack, your brother's dead. That's
Right,
not your
that's
brother
right.
anymore. And then you're also dealing with a little bit of racism at the end of it, which has
Yeah.
get this. I actually felt like a little bit of Tarantino kind of flavor to it,
Okay.
where it doesn't. I like how they pay attention to this one thing and towards the end of it, and
Yeah.
then it's gone. It's like that's not the forefront. The
No,
forefront,
exactly, yeah.
and I actually bought the stale book because I loved it so much.
No, you
But
did.
I can watch this any time of the day. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'll always pick up on something different, and also pulls. We did like a deep dive into certain things though too,
Okay.
and I mean it. I can't say this movie deserves Best Picture.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that was like I said, my number one 2025 films. And I couldn't wait to see it. It took me forever to see the film. And when I finally saw it, I was so excited. But like I said, I didn't know I was in for that type of ride. I didn't know it would be
That's
a
so
musical.
atmospheric.
It was like my eyes were glued on the TV the whole time. It just instantly
It
grabbed
sucks
me.
you in.
Oh, and you're sucked in. I mean, if you get up to go and do anything, you're pausing the TV to go get a snack because this is a film where you don't want to miss anything. You want to catch everything that's going on. So, big up to Michael B. Jordan. You did a great job, guy. Great job.
And I want to mention this. I'm actually gonna try and do like the filming locations
Oh,
because
nice.
it's actually 20 minutes away from my mom where the train station where they
That's
were in this train station.
that's right.
So I'm gonna try and do some things of that, and I'm also gonna try and get some of my
Nice.
friends to go with me to some of the other towns.
Awesome. That would be really cool, John.
So I want to try and edit that and put that together. It's been one of my goals, so I might try
Yeah.
and make that for 2026.
Awesome.
That,
Awesome.
but I do want to talk about Fantastic Four one more time.
Okay.
But Fantastic Four for me was really good. I mean, I know some people are like, well, did I know some people are just fatigued of Pedro Pascal, but at the same
Yeah.
time, though, I thought Pedro did a pretty good job of playing Reed Richards. I thought that Quinn, who played in Stranger Things, did a really good job playing Johnny.
Right.
These actors did their all, and they make you want to care about these characters. It pulls you in. The villain is very scary
Mhm.
as well. I had a really good time watching Fantastic Four First Steps,
Awesome.
and yeah.
Nice.
So that's everything as far as our best movies of
Yes.
2025. But I will make a bonus episode probably once I get caught up on some of the other things. It's just going to be called probably movies that I liked in like a bonus episode or something.
Awesome.
But I do want to go ahead and do that because I do want to see One Battle After Another is one of my other anticipated movies of the year. So that's one of the ones I want to check out.
Nice.
But anything else that you want to add or anything, Rossie?
No, it's been a hell of a year, John, and happy to be with you another year and you guys joining us and listening to us. We really appreciate you guys, and I'll definitely see you guys next year.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next year. Dawn will be back with me on Christmas. Well, Christmas Day is Stranger Things season 5. So we're gonna do it a couple of days after Christmas, do our review for that. And then New Year's Eve, we're not gonna do it actually on New Year's Eve. We're gonna do a couple of days later, but we're gonna be wrapping up Stranger Things.
Awesome.
So stay
Bye,
tuned for
Joey.
that. Bye, Joey. Do appreciate you. Thank you so much. But until next time, everyone have a great and safe Merry Christmas, and
Yes.
we'll catch you guys on the next one, guys. And we are out. Bye.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, guys.